everybody, this is day 56 and it was, for Rachel, it was inspired by a present that her mum gave her. I think I'm going to call it inspired by a present from someone. Well, I thought I was, but then I just actually thought I haven't been making a lot of ephemera. I've been doing journal-y sort of stuff, so I just actually thought I'd do a couple of bits of ephemera. These are little, 99 cents for a packet of 5 or 6. 1, 2, 5, packet of 5. And other than the one that's got the tag right in the middle, you can actually fold it and have a tag. And so I've already was mucking around looking at this one, and I've put some, this is just tracing paper behind it, cut the square, put the tracing paper behind it, and then I have sewn around. So I'm going to bring this one up to speed where I was. Basically, see if I find my pencil. Okay, so the top flap, when you fold it down, if you put it on your grid, it is basically, I just basically came in 2 centimetres and drew on the grid, drew around, drew. Oops. 2 centimetres all around. From this line here, came into and same from the edge. And then I just basically have cut that square. Just get my glasses. The purple's a bit hard to see the pencil lines on. Glasses made no difference. Maybe I should have used a very heavy duty black pen. Okay, just cutting the square. Anyway, so as I was saying, we went for a lovely walk down the local park, which was gorgeous. It's such a beautiful day here today. Or did I say that already? I don't know if I said that already, because you know what? This is about take 4, because every time I said something and it was messing up, I went, oh, I'm just going to start again. So it was a beautiful walk down the park. With the, so this, let me show you. Artist tracing paper A4, Derwent, I think, so it's Derwent tracing paper. I wanted to use vellum, but I know I bought some and I know it's somewhere, but I couldn't for the life of me work out where it was. Okay, so roughly that. I can just rough cut this. It's not that important because it's hidden behind. Although I might go a bit, I might do this one with the knife because I might go a bit off the beam with this one. Longer. And what I actually did with this one, I don't know if you can see, I just actually stuck washi on to stick it down, and I will do that with this one if I can work out what I did with my washi. See, I had it and then it went, oh, there it is. So I have moved backwards and forwards. I tried to set this up in my room while Lily's here in the in my craft room with the camp stretcher out. I could not get the camera to set up in that room, but I still kept going on and making this green one. And then I decided, I said to Lily, no, this is it, I've got to do some of this. It's like breathing. If I don't do it, I don't feel right. Here. And because it's the 100th day, I kind of, you know, need to press on with it. Enjoying it. Okay, so then that's how that is. Just cut that off a bit. And scissors. I'm going to sew down the edges, but first I'm just going to cut this bit off. I'll just do a quick sew around the edges, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I have got some little bits and pieces that I wanted to use up. That's got a bit bobbly, unfortunately. Okay, let's start with this one. Right, so because I've moved everything now, my table was very cluttered, and now it's not very cluttered, which is good. But now I've got no glue here. Glue stick. Every type of glue now. And what else do I need? I shouldn't have started before I was ready, but I wanted to start. I just wanted to get on with it. Because I knew if I got started, I'd get into it, and that's the main thing. That's what we want. So I'm going to use this purple on the green, and I'll probably use some green on the purple to get them to match and blend in with each other. And this was my little packet from the other day. Maybe a bit of this one. Like that on there. Not maybe this is purple enough. Well, let's a real pinky purple. That's all right, that will do. I've also got these bits of just edges I've cut off when I was making the signatures for that minty green book the other day, the one with the lace. Actually, I think I want to use a bit of type as well, so that can be my gluing page. So, how is everyone today? Hope everyone's doing well. Put that there, and I want this to go in there. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the world reawakening up if you're in the countries that are going back to work rather than the countries that are all of a sudden being inundated, and that you're all safe and well. I still worry about Australia because, well, I feel like we've missed the whole COVID thing in a way, and we may. I don't want to cover up all of the sewing because it kind of, you know, we have hardly got any cases, and we shut down really quickly, but we've all started to reopen, and the work, you know, Australia's going back to work, and people are going back, and I don't feel that we were hit with it very hard, so I do worry that all of a sudden, you know, we're going to go back to work, everyone's going to go back to work, and we're going to be hit really hard with the whole thing. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just keeping a bit of an eye on it, and my flatmate had a day or two off because her grandpa died, and then she wanted to take a sickie because she wasn't quite ready to go back to work. And I might have said this on a previous video, that they then said that, well, because she took a sick day, she has to get a COVID test. And so now what's happening is she's been stuck here at home waiting for the results of the COVID test, and not being able to go to work until they basically give her the A-OK. So she's, you know, she's run out of sick pay. So she's not being paid until they get her results, which is supposed to get back today. So hopefully she can go back to work. Gets a bit much for her. So this is the offcut from my printable that's the summer fruits, but a pink version of that page. And these are not mine, they're just a little pack I got from the recycle shop, the $2 shop. So I'm imagining that as this is a little, basically a little tuck spot, little place to tuck things in, you know, like a journaling card, that I think this will be stuck down. Either, yeah, it'll have to be in a book that's wide enough for it to fit into, for starters, unless it's done that way on the page and that comes above the page. It all depends, really. Everyone chooses what works for them in their journals. Whether or not these are going to end up in an actual journal for sale, or whether I've been thinking a little bit about market stalls, and I've been thinking a bit about just having a whole heap of stuff like this as, you know, a couple of things in a pack maybe. Just to be bought for other people's journals. Anyway, that's what I've been thinking lately. I don't know. Maybe that is what will happen. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Everything changes. Okay. So what I need to do is measure this. I do measure some things, I know, generally 15 roughly. No, I want it to be slightly bigger, so roughly 17 by maybe 14. Let's see. By 14. That's not quite deep enough. Let's just cut that anyway and just see whether it matters, whether it's deep enough or not. So I'm making the little cards for the tuck spot. Okay, some grid. Okay, if this has a little tag on it, it'll be easy to get in and out. So 2 of these we need. Okay, cutting board. So this one will go in there. Just double check. Nice. And this one will go in here. Just double checking that they work. So now I am going to cover this one. think I'll put a bit of text on the tab thing like I did on the other one. So there's at least some uniformity. They don't need to be next to each other in a journal, of course. They can be anywhere, really. Okay, more green. This will be, oh yes, that's right. I'm yet to put out my nature printable set, but they'll get there. They're coming up. Sooner or later, I will get that happening. And let's look at this one. I've used the purples to match this and on the green, but I've also added in something that had a bit of blue. So I was just looking at how I can keep it relatively similar but different. Maybe a bit more of a different type of green. Oh, what about this? Oh, that's flamboyant. Bit of flamboyance never went astray. Basically, I'm just using just a normal Officeworks glue stick for this. It's just paper onto a thin card. It's not really a major issue. I wish that didn't buckle like that. That's a bit annoying. So for me it's very interesting. We're up to day 56 and I think I've said before that this is probably the longest I've ever stuck to something. That's not entirely true. I mean, usually if I start a project I go up and oh, yeah, I'm done now, I'm out of here. So it's kind of nice to have stretched out and to still be really enjoying it, definitely, and looking forward to the next few days that are coming up. Wondering if I'll put a bit of pink in. No, I won't. Stick with the green on the purple. I'll tell you what though, I haven't thought ahead about what's going on to the cards. Tell you what, this reminds me a little bit of what I did with the snippet rolls in early on in this 100 days. I'm thinking I might actually that means I probably want to put some doily on. Maybe. Alright. One little bit of pink. I know what they need. Just got some of my botanical prints. Here's the little snippet rolls I'm talking about. A bit wide. Actually, these are thinner. So this sort of look with the doily, tea stain doily and material doily would probably be really nice along this edge. I think I've run out. Oh, I've got this. Got a bit of this. No? Thinking out loud. Sometimes when it's the very first time I've made something, like the snippet rolls, I actually don't want to use them. I don't want to cut them up. It's like they go into I made that first pile, and anything I make afterwards, it's fair game for anyone to buy or use or whatever. But it's like that very first one, I'm sort of a bit of a pigeon. I want to just say this was the first time I made this and keep it like that. So I want to put on a doily of some sort, but I'm still trying to find where my doilies are. Previous dyed card that can go on the back of the inserts. That's pretty. Or will I use those two? That's for the cards. I like this. This might go on the cards. Just want something like a doily for here and here. And I'm still looking for 1 second. I just bought the whole tray. That's what you do, isn't it? I could use a bit of that. That a bit like that, a bit like that. That's better, that's what it needed. One for there. For this corner. Okay, now I am thinking they're fine the way I want them. I now am up to decorating these. And these can have a front and a back, because you want the front, you know, you want it to have something that works in the window, like that. And yet on the back it's a writing spot. So let's do the writing spots first, as my brain will just keep on thinking. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing how the brain works. I don't know why I'm always fascinated by that. It's like the brain just keeps on going. What side? I like that side. I'm going to stick this side down. I just love the creative process. We're thinking about all this we're doing, we're creating, but we're also, you know, thinking ahead about what we're doing and where we're going and all of that. But it really doesn't matter, it can just be right in the middle. Same. What side? I like these. I like this side a bit more than the straight solid colour. It's almost like that was probably I put the colour on the front and it somehow seeped through, and it looks really like marbling. So I kind of like that side better. So I used a bit of glitter glue because it was card on card. Should hold it a bit stronger. And I'm just using glue stick for this one, as this paper seems to work really well, the old book pages with glue stick. page ripped. Sticking on my fingers. Ah, get that off. Go. Oh, it's still sticking. I swear I need to have a little cloth to wipe my fingers every so often. And a bit more for down the bottom. New page. Trying to work out what else I can put on. I think I like maybe the concept of putting a little bit more of the lace that I've used on the back of it. Little writing spots. And what do we want to show in this window? Now, I did look at my little folder here, even though some of this is cut out. Little frog. Alright, that's nice. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to tear this edge This will be what shows through the little window pocket. Which side? Let's have a little tear of this one. Have a look at that and go, I'm going to regret this because that should be going this way and it will be easier to tear that way. Yeah, that's better. Knew I would have regretted that. Alright, so this is going to go like this. So I need this to be torn about there. Oh, that's not straight. That wasn't quite straight. Alright, I'm making this a top just only simply because of that line there, which, you know, it really doesn't really matter. This is going to come on here. Got it up the right way. This down. A little trim. To make it bigger, but I did, but that's okay because we can just trim it down. Alright, so this is one ready, although I do need to put a little tag over the top, and this goes up this way. I think that would be nice, but I think it's a bit small. Maybe that's nice. These are from the biodiversity website, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure about that. Okay, let's have that side being side that we use, and right, so I'm going to, this is beautiful maidenhair, love it, gorgeous. a little writing spot, journaling card, the front. I will in fact sew around the edges, but first, where's that? I think I'm going to use the edge of this as the part that gets, you know, helps you to pull it out. Yes, I am cutting this beautiful linen. But you know what? That's good, because I actually want to use that linen for something else. It's such a beautiful little job. It does seem, sometimes I don't mind, other times I go, oh, that's really nice, oh, that would be silly to ruin that. But there you go, I've done it. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to cut, I'm going to fold it in half, cut it in the middle, and then cut it how wide I want my tab to be, roughly this wide. So this one's going to go on here, this one's going to go on here, and I will be back in 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. Here we go. Just going to cut off these little edges, and as you can see, I've sewn them on, so they're on as little tabs. And let me put them in here. Gorgeous, beautiful picture. Little journaling spot. There we go. And that's just really like this set of, I had got a set of 4 doilies of these, set of these 4 placemats for basically 99 cents from the second-hand shop, the op shop as we call them in Australia, and just the 99-cent little folder inserts from Officeworks, a little bit of printable from my Printables, and bit of type sewn around the edges. This was just I think I used the Distress Oxide, and I rubbed it on the background, put some water with it, and then covered the, you know, just these little cards. So all in all, it's really, you know, the text is from just an old book that I've taken the middle out of. It's really not an expensive way to do it. Biodiversity website for beautiful pictures is free. So there's a cheap and easy little way to make your own little tuck spots. And if you didn't have a sewing machine, I'm not brilliant at sewing. If you haven't watched any of my stuff before, where we've had all kinds of things like the sewing machine breaking down and me losing my temper, you don't have to sew it either. You can if you like. And there you have it. Anyway, this is day 56, which I kind of almost took what the task was. I think I've taken the task and made it a free day and done my own thing. So there you go, 2 little journal tuck spots with cards to write on for day 56. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow for day 57. Bye, thanks for watching.